Welcome to Zambia today. I'm your host, Faith Katai. Every year on February 13th, the world celebrates radio, the medium that informs us, educates us, and connects communities across every corner of the globe. This year's theme, as declared by UNESCO, is radio and artificial intelligence. It is a powerful reminder that while AI is transforming media, technology alone does not build trust broadcasters do. And so on the program, we are looking at what the theme means for Zambia, a country where radio remains the most accessible and trusted source of information. To help us discuss this topic, I have with me in the studio a digital rights activist, Africa Interactive Media, Brenda Zulu. Madam, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Okay, so to start with, what does this year's theme for radio and artificial intelligence mean, the theme for the World Radio Day? What does this mean to Zambia?
I think for Zambia, this means that it's time that we embrace the digital era, and artificial intelligence is here to be embraced by radio. Yes, but to be embraced for good. Yeah, by radio.
Okay, so radio is still the most widely trusted or consumed medium that is being used in Zambia. Do you see AI or artificial intelligence in strengthening that accessibility, or are there risks of widening the digital divide?
I think to answer that question, Zambian radio stations, they are already using artificial intelligence. So Internews did a research where they found that actually radio personalities or radio is using AI, but it is not at a very large scale. And then when you talk about digital, widening the digital gap, this is about the haves and the have-nots. So for radio stations, like the radio stations in Lusaka, they might have better equipment and compared to those in the rural areas. So you find that in terms of widening the digital gap, you find that the people in the urban areas, maybe because they have had also some kind of capacity building on AI, they might be better placed in implementing AI than those people in the rural areas, those serving the community radio stations. Because in my travels around the country at different community radio stations, I see that even just owning a smartphone is actually a dream for those people in community radio stations, while journalists in Lusaka, for instance, the urban area, most of them actually own a smartphone. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I've heard you mention community radio stations. It would be not really easy for them to access or to use AI because of maybe lack of smartphones, maybe the internet is not all that good. So is there a way that we can help them?
I think for now, the equipment needs to be bought. And then also the internet. We are just coming from a load shedding. That one was on our downside as journalists. So the internet needs to be in place, electricity needs to be in place, communication needs to be in place. For now, we even have satellite internet, which is easy for people in the rural areas to connect to, because they'll connect directly to satellite. So they can connect to that one if they can manage. But there is trouble with money for revenue. They don't have a lot of revenue compared to radio stations in urban areas. So the journey has started, but there's a lot that needs to be put in place.
Awesome. So Zambia has a rich linguistic landscape. We have Bembas, we have Nyanja, we have Tonga, we have Lozi, and many more other local languages. What opportunities does AI create for local language broadcasting?
I think for now it's the issue to do with the issue of transcribing, like what we see on our radio stations mostly is the summaries of the news, like in relation to local language. So AI can help summarize the English version to the local version, but that is not the complete output. This output should be looked at by the editors, because everything that comes out of generative AI platforms needs to be verified. Because I don't remember Zambians adding data on language to the AI platforms. The machines are still learning. So we still need to verify whatever output it gives us.
Awesome. We have seen, okay, I've heard some people are worried, thinking maybe AI might replace presenters or news readers or news anchors. Do you think Zambians or Zambian audiences would accept AI generated voices on radio?
I think for now, I don't know if to say no, but on social media, we come across these AI generated voices, and we have so far started to embrace it, like on social media. But for radio, when we say AI and radio, we don't mean robots interviewing me or things like that. We mean that the journalist is actually using the software tools that use AI to prepare things like scripting, even to prepare things like automation for programs, and things like that. To use things like text for speech. That is how we use AI in radio. There are some people in other countries who have advanced, where the journalists themselves have actually maybe generated chatbots, a copy of themselves. They want to perfect this chatbot to represent them in things that they already do, like scripting, writing stories and things like that. So for Zambia, what we need is capacity building, and really AI should not replace the broadcaster. It should just enhance the broadcaster's output. That's all. Not really replace the broadcaster, as in having a robot, no.
Wonderful. So there's a lot of misinformation which is growing, which is becoming a challenge. How can AI help Zambian broadcasters verify information and protect the public from false news? You had mentioned something very, very important to say that whatever is being generated by AI, there's need for verification.
So misinformation is actually false news, which is published as the correct news, but it's actually false. So AI provides us with a lot of tools which we can use for verification, and all we need as journalists is capacity building, because there are a lot of tools out there. So even when somebody says, no, this voice was AI, was produced by AI, we can use the tools to help us to verify. But then, even the tools themselves, they are not coming in as an authority. They are just coming in as a tool that we can use to verify what the other person is saying, because these tools actually need to be tested. The first time I used ChatGPT, for instance, in 2021, when I asked it a question like, who is the president of Zambia? it used to say something wrong until I think many Zambians trained the machine, and then now it gives us the correct answer. So even when I use like when I'm using verification tools, CopyLeaks for example, or GPT-0, to ask if this content is generated by a human being or it's generated 100% by AI. I get my stories that I produced a long time ago, I put them in those verification tools, then it will say that, no, this thing is 100% generated by AI. So the tools need to be tested, yeah? They really need to be tested. But then now, the makers are actually trying hard to make sure that they remove the hallucination, because the machines actually hallucinate. So we cannot believe 100% what the machines are saying. The one who is intelligent is actually the human being. Yeah, they use the machines, the tools, to harvest data, to mimic human intelligence. Yeah.
Great. We now pause for a short break. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. You are watching Zambia Today, and my guest is Brenda Zulu, a digital rights activist, Africa Interactive Media, who is explaining to us the theme for the World Radio Day, which is radio and artificial intelligence. So Brenda, getting back to our interview, UNESCO emphasizes that AI must be used ethically and responsibly to support professional judgment and public service values. What ethical considerations should Zambian broadcasters keep in mind as they adapt AI?
So the issue of fairness, we need to be fair, yeah, and then also transparent. So, for instance, if you are using a AI-generated voice, I think it's important to be fair, to be transparent to our listeners, to make sure that they know that, okay, this voice is actually AI-generated. Especially that in Zambia we have a lot of dialects, so the machine might not even pronounce even just our names correctly, which are not English names. So it's important to be fair, transparent, also, and responsible in our work, because AI is actually a double-edged sword. It can be used for good and it can also be used for bad. The fact that it generates things like deep fakes, in very few minutes, which are also distributed in very few minutes to the whole world, that makes it dangerous. Yeah, it's a tool that is actually dangerous in bad hands. So there is need to be responsible as a broadcaster, to be fair and also transparent in the way we are using artificial intelligence.
Awesome. So actually, the AI, are we able to use AI for early warnings, especially on radio?
I think that the metrology world is actually using artificial intelligence in predicting the weather. So when I was coming, I actually saw a warning today. I don't know if it's called Gezani. It's got an African name this time. Yeah, so they were warning us about the potential rain, heavy rain that is coming between today and the 20th. And then it's up to the journalist now to translate. Our work is about translating other people's other people's work, like the metrology. So it's about the journalists now coming up with a content from people who are experts to warn actually the public about what is about to happen. It's for some time now, if you've followed metrology, I think they have been 95% accurate, yeah, from my perspective, yeah.
Awesome.
On predictions.
Okay. So are we seeing AI reshaping radio broadcasting in Zambia?
Not really. I think that many things have come. The internet, when it came, they said it will replace radio. But radio, I think, is king. Radio is king, and then AI is simply a tool in the hands of radio. Yeah. So it's something that we need to get capacity building in as journalists, because it's here to stay, and it's here to change a lot of things and just make things faster, yeah, and then also help us in getting more information. But then all that information, like I said, we need to verify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So as we come to the end of the program, Brenda, what skills should broadcasters or Zambian journalists and radio professionals develop to thrive in an AI-driven media industry?
I think for now, in relation to tools, first of all, every journalist should undergo a digital safety training. Yeah? A digital safety, under that training, it can be widened to also deliver issues to do with fact checking, because I think we need to be doing that all the time. We need to be digital aware, so we need to have a digital safety training. We need to check our facts all the time. We are in a world where at a press of a button, the information has gone. But I think we really need to check, to verify our content. Yeah. So those are the immediate skills. Yeah. The other skills, they include issues to do with the podcasting or vlogging for you people in TV, and then the others who are in radio podcasting. I think everybody needs to learn these skills. And then also we need to acquire the equipment. Every journalist needs to have a smartphone, a laptop, a personal one. And then also we need to have all this equipment, a camera, yeah, a podcasting equipment, because, and then also we also need to be journalists who are converged, because at the end of the day, we are becoming journalists who can do everything, like multimedia. You need to know how to take pictures. You need to know how to take a video clip. You also need to know how to edit. It's cheaper for Zanis to send somebody who is converged, like to go and cover even an election. Yeah, you need to be a full package. Yeah, you need to know how to use audio. You need to know how to use video, online, and also take pictures. Yeah, we need those skills as journalists.
Awesome. Okay, Brenda, thank you so much for coming through and those insightful information that you've given us.
Thank you so much.
Viewers, there you have it. We have heard radio continues to be the heartbeat of our communities, informing, educating, and connecting people across every province in Zambia and across the globe. As AI reshapes the global media landscape, today's conversation reminded us that technology is not here to replace the human voice, but to strengthen it. We have come to the end of the program. This has been Faith Katai. Thank you for watching.